episode 39 of Series 3 of Master League Story Mode. Wow, wasn't our 1 year anniversary episode a real humdinger? I really enjoyed that. We had the highs and the lows. Apologies again, please, apologies to all young children watching, or even the parents of young children who might have caught a snippet of one of their favourite YouTubers and heard me swearing blue murder. Oh, that was unfortunate. I don't like to hear myself swear that much. So apologies for that, but I know some of you enjoy the rage anyway. I'm hardly family friendly. Maybe I'll be on the restricted advertising list soon for YouTube, but hopefully not. Anyway, with all the excitement of the year anniversary out of the way, I think it is fair to remind you all at this point, and I know I've mentioned it in the past, maybe haven't for a while, that I am expecting a child. Yes, I am. And we are today, recording day, exactly a month away from the due date. So it could happen at any point. So definitely expect, probably in a month's time, for the publishing schedule to be interrupted, I think is a fair way to put it. At the moment, I've no idea how it's going to affect it. A lot of people have said you're never going to be able to make any videos. And some people have said, actually, it didn't affect me that much with some things when I had a baby. So I'm going to play it by ear, see how it goes. I'll keep you all alerted via Twitter. So if you're not already following me on Twitter, follow me at PES Story Mode on Twitter. The link is in the description of this video. And that's where you would get up-to-date information on what exactly I'm up to. And hopefully I can tell you all about my lovely new daughter when she arrives in a month or so. Anyway, that's still plenty of episodes until that happens, hopefully. Especially since I haven't finished the nursery. So if she does come now, she's going to be sleeping somewhere. Let's get into it. First game of the episode. This is going to be a tough one. I say it every time. The first game of the episode has traditionally been pretty poor for us at the moment. And up against Tottenham, we've got a very hard side to play against. Let's take a look at our team. Yeah, well, we saw in the last episode, or the end of the last episode, that Jong is on an upward improvement. Dramatic improvement period. And Kieran Dowell on a red arrow, well, he misses out. I think that's fair to say. Fred Friday's looking tired, so we'll bring in Tammy. It's the Roberta-Tammy partnership. We've not seen too much of that. Roster's looking a bit tired as well. We'll bring in Davis. We've brought in a few players there into the midfield four. De Jong and Davis. Roster and Dowell out. Roster and Dowell, two of our most consistent players, so that's a tricky one maybe. Angelino's looking tired. I think we'll give him a half at least. We've got Mings to bring on. Other than that, we're looking good. Still got Amati and De Jong on the improvement, which is nice. Tottenham have got some big physical players to deal with. So Amati will definitely need to be on his game. And De Jong, he's in danger of being swallowed up by Wanyama and Dembele. They're two defensive midfielders. So we'll see how he does today. It's a baptism of fire for the now dramatically increasing youngster. So we had an excellent trip to North London in the last episode. Kieran Dowell scoring that beautiful goal. As I mentioned at the time, it was reminiscent of Dele Alli's goal last season where he flicked it over his shoulder and then finished well. Well, we're up against Dele Alli and Tottenham today. How will we get on? It's these sort of games that will define our season. Can we continue our good run? Can we continue to push Manchester City, who are top of the table at the moment? Let's get into it. Oh, Abraham putting great pressure there on Eric Dyer. We've got the ball, won it back early there. Pack into De Jong. He starts today for the first time. Matthews puts it in the air looking for Roberta. Roberta does really well in the air against Danny Rose, and that's a horrible foul on Adam Matthews. He's taken out. That's an early yellow card there from Kudu. That's good stuff. We'll put pressure on him, the youngster. That was rash. Deary me. Now Tottenham looking to launch the break with Kane. Great turn away from Amati. Magnussen steps out, deals with it. Wanyama in strongly. De Jong can't win it back off Kane. This is dangerous play here from Tottenham as Wanyama receives it. Great ball in, looking for a Dele Alli, but Amati comes across. That is his man today. He needs to be dealing with Dele Alli every time he gets the ball. He can't give him a sniff. Roberta inside to De Jong. Can he slip it through into Abraham? He can. Early shot from Abraham. It's a poor one. That's calm play there from the youngster. We want to see. Don't want to be losing possession in that position. Angelino does lose possession, but it's out for a throw. Very tight first 25 minutes here at White Hart Lane. Neither side able to really have any proper shots so far. And it's Tottenham who are on the attack here. But Magnussen steps out early to deal with Kane. But the ball isn't cleared. Dembele, was that a shot? I don't know. Marlon Pack into Roberta. Now Abraham. Oh, that's a poor ball. Abraham can look for Nigel Roberta now. Oh, cocky. Nkudu into Ali. Flint came out very quickly to deal with that. Amati, though, filling in his position, does enough to stop the break. It's Wanyama now for Tottenham. They're looking very strong in possession. Great ball into Harry Kane. Lays it back to Wanyama. The chip ball into Dele Alli. He's just offside, and thank God for that. Oh, De Jong caught in possession. And now Harry Kane brings it forward. He looks all the way back to Vertonghen. Tottenham happy to play the possession game here. The break was on hard. Davis has had a great first half. He nearly wins it back, but it does go out for a Bristol City throw. They've really struggled. Everyone's struggled. Both sides struggling to work anything. Davis looks early into Roberto. That's a great ball. Out to Angelino. He whips in across. Eric Dyer with a good foot in. Not really even be able to put many crosses into the box so far. This is our first set-piece opportunity. 41 minutes in, and this has been a very, very tight affair so far. Can we nick a goal before the half from a set-piece? It's a good ball in, and Marty jumps for it, and that's wide. That's our best chance so far, which says a lot about this game. It has been as tight as a duck's butt, as is one of my favourite expressions. Amati heads wide. He's got up and smashed a few in with that lovely big head of his. Wouldn't have put him past him there. Dele Alli into Kane. Isolated again, but he holds it up well and looks back to Eric Dyer, playing it right back today. His pass doesn't find its way past Amati. It's a great ball into Nkudu. Magnuson comes across. Jefferson Farfan gets the shot in. End of the first half here has had all the action. A shot from Tottenham there, and that's their best chance of the game. It was sloppy through the centre. It's a good turn from Kane into Nkudu. Magnuson did well to get the block in. Fell to Farfan. He shot wide. And that's half-time. Well, I think the stats will probably show us here that this has been a very cagey affair. Yes, it has. Possession pretty much equal. We've had one more shot on target, but it's pretty even, really. We've been very efficient with our passing, as have Tottenham. We forced 2 saves out of Vorm, though, and that puts us slightly ahead, but really it's anyone's game at the moment. It feels like one mistake could be the difference in this one. Ball on the floor into Alderweireld. Tammy Abraham putting the pressure on. Forces Wanyama into a long ball. Tottenham still have it here with Dele Alli, who's dropped a little bit deeper. Oh, nearly a mistake there from Rose. Marlon Pack was sniffing about. But the passing's crisp and accurate here from Tottenham. It's a good ball in. Harry Kane's made a great run. The header let him down there, but he had a good chance. Roberto once again wins it in the air. Marlon Pack, first time ball into Abraham. He's got the on-running Matthews up from right back. No one really to aim at in the middle. No, bad decision there from Matthews. He's won it back from Nkudu. Poor play there from the youngster. Ball into Tammy Abraham. He hits it. Michel Vorm made himself absolutely huge there at the near post. Really great goalkeeping. And that kept Tottenham in the game. It was well taken out of the air by Tammy Abraham. But now Tottenham looking to break as well. It's starting to get a little bit more exciting here. Dembele in the centre. Crisp pass into Harry Kane. Magnuson steps out. And they go back. Patient build-up now. Rose, ball in, looking for Dele Alli. He's found it in the area. Steps back inside onto his right, but Matthews is there with him, but he manages to get the ball in. Angelino gets up with Kane. The shot comes in from Nkudu, and it's a good save at the other end from Mika. What an exciting passage of play that was. I wouldn't call it maybe end-to-end stuff, but it was 2 shots in quick succession. Harry Kane, I think Angelino did just enough, and Nkudu's shot saved well by Mika. Good pressure from Roberto, and Rose doesn't want a mistake in that position. He does well to find Dembele. Now Heung-min Son. We've not seen much of him so far. Don't know if he's a substitute. Great turn from Kane, and then he looks to release Farfan. But once again, Angelino's back there. Great defending from the Archbishop. Now Davis brings it forward. He's got the pace to get away. Abraham, nice little back heel into Roberto. He slips it back into the path of Tammy Abraham, and we're off the mark. And that is lovely play. What a counter-attack that was. Tom Davis brought it over the halfway line, and then it was really nice interplay between the 2 strikers, and Tammy Abraham profited from a well-weighted pass from Nigel Roberto. We've always known that he's definitely, in terms of creativity and assisting goals, Nigel Roberto is the one you want with the ball at his feet. If it's not going to be Kieran Dowell, you'd want it to be Big Nige. Tom Davis, good run through the middle. This is a lovely little back heel from Tammy, and then he's on his bike, and that could not be better weighted to find the run. You've got to really look at Eric Dyer there. He could have done better. He's got his head in his hands, and rightly so. But the weight and the direction of that pass was sublime. Michel Vorm couldn't get down quick enough, and Tammy Abraham back in the goals. Big Tammy, who's in excellent form in real life as well. He's on the score sheet, and we're ahead. So there we go, 70 minutes in, and we've gone a goal ahead away at White Hart Lane. This is going to be a big result if we can hold on to this, but that is not the right pass. We're dropping our defensive line a little bit deeper now. Harry Kane. Oh, Daniel Amati. Out of nowhere like a freight train. Desperate Dan wins that back. Marlon Pack moves it on now into Matthews. Matthews' first time ball into Robertha. That's nice. Oh, the touch to take him away, and then the early ball in. Looking for Tammy Abraham. Vaughan gets down. Saves well. Great play from Big Nige. Oh, clattered there in the centre. De Jong's had a tough game, to be honest. He's not really been able to get involved. Danny Rose streaks forward, but Matthews, huge challenge from the Welshman. Loses out to Son. Great tracking back, though. That was a foul, surely, ref. Davis has had a big game today. He's been everywhere in the midfield. Mings slots it through, looking for Robertha. Into the box. He's taken down in the box. Referee, please look at that. A little bit closer. 3 minutes left. Keep it tight. Daniel Amati spreads it wide to Matthews. Just keep possession now. Flint under a bit of pressure here. That's a nice ball into Rossiter. And now Pat, can he move it on? He can't. He's caught in possession. Not what we want in the last minute. That's poor from Tottenham. And now Marlon Pat can bring it away. Once again caught in possession. But there we go. It's a huge win here at the Lane. The Spuds go down 1-0 to a really, really nice goal from Tammy Abraham. Robertha there, the creator. It was a very, very tight game, as we mentioned at half-time. I think we were probably the better side, but it could have gone either way. I feel like Harry Kane was very isolated, and Son and Farfan on the wings for Tottenham didn't really do enough. But as you can see from the stats, that's incredibly tight. I'm really proud of the side today. Ian Holloway will be pleased. After the not that great performance, it's 2 1-0s really against Arsenal and Tottenham, and you can't ask much more than that. Solid at the back. De Jong had a tricky game. It was always going to be hard for him to come into that Kieran Dowell role. He's not as good. He's just not as good. So he only grabs a 5.5, but Tammy gets man of the match. Very pleased with that. So there we go, big win, exciting win. And that keeps us only 2 points away from Man City. We've still only lost 3 games. We've still only conceded 15 goals. That is the least amount of goals conceded. Some of you thought that maybe Flint and Magnussen wouldn't be up to it in the Premier League, but they've definitely proved you all wrong. So suck on that. Suck a big fat one, says Aidan Flint, and then he punches you in the face because he's a psychopath. Anyway, let's look at the monthly results. Well, 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. It's a mixed bag. That's probably why we're not top of the table anymore. Fred Friday, Kieran Dowell, they're topping the average ratings. Dowell's grabbed an assist and a goal, which is great. Robertha with 2 assists. As we said, he can find a pass better than most. So pretty much all of our goals in this period coming from through balls. We are not spamming the crosses, which as we know is a very effective way of scoring in this year's PES, but we've sort of stayed away from that. Even though we do have Angelino out there whipping in crosses, it's been very effective. Let's have a look at this then. Amati tackles 1 in the midfield. Underrated. He's our Kante, and he's one of the reasons that we're doing so well, I feel. Flint and Magnussen both strong in the air. Rossiter with an 100% success rate on his shooting. That's big from the little Scouser. And Kieran Dowell, top of the dribbling, passes received. His passing stats a little low, 71%, but he's often trying that Hollywood ball, the final ball, which is probably why that's a little bit lower than you might expect. Amati still improving. De Jong, although he had a tough game, still improving as well. So it's transfer deadline day. Normally a very exciting day. Normally I'd do a big thing about it. We'd have Harry Redknapp pulling up in his car. But we're not doing anything today. We've already decided we're not making any signings. We're not going to be selling anyone either. Had a bid in for Fred Friday. We're not going to be selling him. Definitely not. He's pretty much our first choice striker at the moment. Only 5 million? Come on. Give me a break. He's 23 years old. He's due a dramatic improvement as well. That would be great for him. Robertha. No, we're not selling him. He's 20 years old and he's been playing really well. Gustav Engvall, well, 1.2 million from Birmingham City. Although I'd like to see him as a starting striker, there's no way we're getting rid of him. And 3.4 million for Tammy Abraham is a fucking liberty, so get away. So we can skip transfer deadline day. That's a new one. And straight into the Southampton game, which is our second game of the episode. And we're at home. And we won our first game of the episode, so things are looking up. Team of the month, Fred Friday's in there. Kieran Dowell's in there. Huge performances from both of them. I think we always knew that they'd be our big players. Fred Friday, as soon as we saw him, as soon as the scout brought him back, we knew he'd be our man. And he's proved it pretty well so far. Let's get into it. Let's take a look at the sides. Can we have Kieran Dow back in, please? Yes, we can. Tricky one with De Jong. I guess with Pack on a downward arrow, that makes it a little bit easier. We'll play him as a central midfielder today. With all 4 of the midfielders on form, I don't know whether we've really got space for him, which is a shame. Tammy Abraham or Fred Friday up front? Well, let's just compare their stats. It's interesting to... I think Roberta, actually, although we've said maybe Tammy and Friday might be our front 2, it's nice having the option of another player who can actually pass in the front 2. Look how bad at passing Abraham and Friday are. 67 passing from Tammy Abraham is the best there. Other than that, finishing is the same. Heading, Tammy's a bit better. But speed, explosive power and strength and body control, Fred Friday is definitely the better player. Quite significantly when it comes to strength as well, which is very important for this sort of striker. He's also got acrobatic finishing, first time shot and long range drive, which is underrated really. Those can be really important. I think today we're going to play Friday because I'd like to get him back into form. But Abraham's a good option off the bench. I'm still undecided. Let me know what you think your ideal front 2 is for us. I'd be really interested to hear what your opinions are. Southampton playing a very similar formation to us, which could be interesting. Actually almost identical really, except for we're playing a defensive midfielder. Austin and Long up front, tricky. 2 different propositions, and they've got a strong centre-back duo of Van Dijk. And actually it's just a strong defence in general. So it could be difficult to break down. Claude Puel gets them set up pretty well, but we are at Ashton Gate, and at the gate anything is possible. Let's go. So we're into February now, and it's a very wet, cold February day here in Bristol. But the main thing for us at the moment is just to keep the pressure on Man City. We're only 2 points behind them. If they lose today and we win, we could be back on top of the league, and then all we've got to do is win every game to the end of the season, and the championship is assured. It's as easy as that. Simple maths. And as you know, I'm a big fan of maths. Let's get ready to rumble. No, come on. What are we saying? Let's just play some football. Daniel Amati now. Should have the strength to get away from Ward Prowse, and he does. He skips away from another challenge. Can he find the pass? No, it's still Daniel Amati. Lines up a shot. Oh, Van Dijk with a massive sliding tackle was the only thing keeping him from really challenging the goal there. But Amati still on it. Oh, he skips away from the challenge of Boufal. Amati is going for it all himself today. Good ball into Austin, but De Jong aware, playing a little bit further back today. He had a difficult game in the last game, but with Pack on a downward arrow, we'll give him a chance today. Matthews inside to Dow, back in the side. Good to see him in. Rossiter, early ball. Oh, it's a beautiful back heel. Can Dow slip it through for Fred Friday? And we're off the mark, and that is flowing football of the highest standard. What beautiful play here, the Ashton Gate faithful. Happy to see their side back at home in the goal straight away. Dowell and Friday back in the side. Neither of them played against Tottenham, but today they're back in, and that was just beautiful. Let's take another look at that. Oh, it's so clean, the passing. Crisp, Rossiter first time. The back heel from Roberta, gorgeous. Oh, that was so clean you could eat your dinner off it. And the finish was lovely as well. Beautiful, outside of the boot. Just a little nick forward, similar to the Roberta pass in the last game to put through Tammy Abraham. And Friday back in the goals. Good to see. Boufal under pressure from Rossiter. Falls back to Suarez though. Could we see an early fight back here from Southampton? This is nice, but Flint muscles in way in front of Charlie Austin. And that's a good ball to Roberta. He holds it up though. De Jong, Dowell, into Matthews. It's down the line into Kieran Dowell. Will he get there ahead of Fonte? He will. Good footwork there from Dowell. Davis with a last second tackle. Oh, De Jong caught in possession. It's no good at all. Marty hunting down Charlie Austin. And they hunt in packs to these Bristol City players. Dowell spreads it wide. He saw Angelino in space. It's a great ball. Oh, Friday turns his man. Let's fly from long distance. Fred Friday. He caught Foster off guard there. But that was sublime. Oh my word, are we playing good football today. Fred Friday back in the side, and he's made it a brace early on. It's a simple ball in from Angelino. Little touch. Van Dijk gave him way too much credit there. Went straight in. Fred Friday too intelligent for him. And then he just saw an opportunity from distance. It's a very wet day. Maybe you've got to say Forster should have done better there. It was a wicked dip just in front of the keeper. That might have been the problem, but 2 goals up. Great start. 21 minutes in. This game looking comfortable already. Charlie Austin now. Southampton look to launch their fight back. It's a good ball into Long. Really well cut out there, though. And Matthews now. Into Robertha. Friday's made a great run. Can he get ahead of Suarez? Oh, Suarez nearly gave it away. Buffal into Long. They're putting a real bit of effort here to try and get a goal back. Angelino can't play into the Jong. And he can bring it forward now, the youngster. Sees a bit of a gap through the centre to run into. Looking for runners. Decides to go down the right into Matthews. Sprays it first time into Robertha. Little chip ball into Friday. Will it be the hat-trick? It nearly was. Oh, off the crossbar from Fred Friday. Prevents him getting a first-half hat-trick. Good running there from De Jong. We know he can pick out a good pass. The first-time ball from Matthews is a great one. Friday got ahead of Van Dijk, who seems to be heading just into mid-air. I don't know what's wrong with him today. He's obviously come out, tried to make a difference, but he just looks out of his depth against Freaky Friday. Nice ball there into Rossiter. He turns away. Jordan Rossiter takes the effort. Everyone's getting in on the act now. Shane Long brings it forward. That's a nice ball out to Suarez. He will get there ahead of Rossiter. He's putting the pressure on, but he wins it back, and he's kept it in here. Jordan Rossiter. Friday turns Van Dijk again. He's got options here. He's got Robertha making a great run. Friday into the box, hits it really well. Took a big, strong arm from Forster this time to keep that one out. It could have been the hat-trick again. He should have had 4 already. Van Dijk again, just jumped in way too early. Friday maybe could have taken another touch, but he's hit it from outside of the box. Tried to take Forster off guard again. It's a corner here. Kieran Dowell over this one. Just a whip in a corner. The outswinger, Kieran Dowell. Roberta's made a great run. He gets up. Oh, he's headed wide. My word. Oh, it's a mistake from Forster. Into Robertha. Can he find Fred Friday for the hat-trick? And he can. Oh, it's too easy here. Way too easy. Freaky Friday. Oh, my word. Far too easy. Robertha, what is Forster doing today? He's having an absolute nightmare, as is Van Dijk. Robertha's so aware of that. He's got that sort of Henri quality to him, where he's just crafty and he's quick. And he knew that his buddy was coming in. And he allowed him to finish the third goal of his hat-trick with a lot of ease. And there we go, half-time here at Ashton Gate. And it's 3-0. And my word, could it have been 6 or 7? Yes, it could easily have been 6 or 7. Fred Friday on an absolute tear-up today. Not a single shot on target or otherwise from Southampton. We've had 9 with 4 on target. Possession fairly equal. But we've looked so deadly in possession. Free kick along the floor into Kieran Dowell. Steps away from Buffal. Inside now, Kieran Dowell. Can he hit one here with the left foot? He can, and Forster pushes that one wide. That's a great save. Kieran Dowell wants to get in on the action. Kieran Dowell with the corner. Fred Friday's there. He gets ahead of Font. Oh, it's another great save. Kieran Dowell. The curling effort. Robertha nearly gets there for the rebound. That's out for another corner. Long ball. Flint up against Austin. Flint wins it again. De Jong, great ball into Rossiter. And Amati finds Angelino. Lovely work here from Bristol City. That's a lovely ball into Jordan Rossiter. Can he flick it into the path of Robertha? I think that maybe got a touch from Van Dijk. Could have been 4 there, easily. Oh, Fred Friday catches him napping. Ball inside to Robertha. He repays the favour from earlier in the game. He finds Robertha this time. Fred Friday is just unplayable today. Van Dijk is having an absolute nightmare. Forster couldn't even dive for that one. Lovely challenge from Freaky Friday. All of that huge frame sliding through the wet grass into Van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk, head in hands. Slips it through to Robertha, who accepts that one, as Friday did in the first half from him. And that makes it 4, and it could have been 10, I reckon, by now. Davis, nice ball into Buffal. He can find Long now. He's made a good run. Oh, there goes our clean sheet. That's annoying. The clean sheet ruined there. Mika will be furious with that. Shane Long snuck in. We knew he was dangerous. Southampton just haven't been able to find him. Buffal with a nicely weighted ball. Angelino maybe slacking off a bit, and it's a good finish from the Irishman. Nice ball out to Bertrand, who's made a good run up from the back. His pass is intercepted by Amati. He passes it well out to Magnuson. Then he whips it forward for Angelino. Great ball that from Magnuson. Angelino now looking to use the strength of Friday. He's matching up against Van Dijk really well. The curling effort is off the post. And it's 4 for Fred Friday. Virgil van Dijk must want to just curl up and die. Maybe dig a little hole somewhere in the Ashton Gate pitch. Look at that. Out-muscled by the Nigerian, who's just too much to handle today. He's made him look like a small child. One of the strongest defenders, you would say, in the league. And he's been made to look stupid there. Just shrugged him off. And then the finish was sublime. Curled in off the post. Forster, even with his huge frame, couldn't deal with it. Was that the assist from Angelino as well, or was it De Jong? They're so similar looking, it's hard to tell. Austin comes off for Jay Rodriguez, but it could be too late here for Southampton. It is too late. De Jong over this one. This would be a great capping off to the game for him, for the dramatically improving youngster to get a goal. He's decent from free kick situations. This could be in. De Jong over the wall. Oh, Forster claws it away. That's a shame. The youngster would have been really happy to get on the score sheet in this rout. And Marty out to Angelino. Lays it off to Fred Friday. Slips it into Kieran Dowell. Ball inside to Robertha. Oh, Forster does really well. Prevents the 6th. Oh, we could have had another joy of 6. But it wasn't to be. It was 5 today. It could have been, I don't know. Let's take a look at the shots on target, because I feel like that was at least 10, maybe more. Yep, 12 shots on target. I've not seen a more one-sided game. Southampton have come here and had their pants pulled firmly down and their bottom spanked by a Bristol City team in full flow, and Fred Friday was just unplayable today, and he grabs an 8. Surely that should be an 8.5. He got the assist as well as a hat-trick. Everyone else played really well as well. You know, it's good performances all round. Well, what more can I say? Great result there. Manchester City draw as well, and we go top of the table. Well, there we go. And with 10 goals ahead on goal difference, as I said at the beginning of that game, we just need to not lose now for the rest of the season. It's as simple as that. Simple stuff. De Jong still improving. Looks like Marty's come to the end of his dramatic improvement, but we benefited from that hugely. Up against Bournemouth in the next episode. Didn't actually make any subs in that game because I was so excited at the rout. So we might have some tired legs in the next game, which is unfortunate. But hey, who cares? We're top of the league. Fred Friday must be there or thereabouts in the goal rankings now. He's bagged a hat-trick today. Yeah, he's on 12. He's sneaking up on Kane, Vardy and Lukaku. He's right amongst the very best strikers in the league. He's got 1 more than Sergio Aguero. Anyone else in there? Kieran Dowell's bagged 7. As has Tammy. That's great work from Kieran Dowell. He's one of the highest scoring midfielders. Aaron Lennon with 11 and Buffon with 10. That's interesting. He didn't look like much of a player in that game, did he? Assists, let's see. Kieran Dowell with 9, of course. Of course he is. He could be on for player of the season if he can grab a few more goals. So there we go. What an episode that was. Really tight win, but a good win against Tottenham. And then, my word, Freaky Friday putting in a man of the match performance of the like I don't think we've ever seen. Lovely stuff. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in a bit.